What's up? What's up? What's up? Peace, dearly beloveds. And I'm so happy and grateful to be back with another video for you guys. And we finna go crazy. I got about 3 topics. Not all in this video, but I'm gonna make several videos over, I'm gonna say approximately the next couple of hours. Probably they'll be going up. About the different topics. And the topic I want to talk about in this video is why this isn't real. Hold on, man. Before we get, we're gonna say the title, the topic I want to talk about. But before we get into this too much, I do want to raise my vibration. I want to raise my vibes. So I'm gonna go ahead and light that thing up. And we gonna get right into talking about why this isn't real. Alright. This isn't real. You hear people saying in the spiritual community that this isn't real. This is a simulation. This is a video game. This is just like a dream. We already are everything we scared of anyways. You scared to die, but you're not really alive because you can't really be born because your body, and I don't know if I dropped this in the video already or if I had to plan to make a video about that. I think I dropped this in the video already. I don't know. But listen, I'm going to go ahead and say it in this video, and I might drop a whole full video expounding on this a little more later on. Your body was born. Think about that. But you more than your body, ain't you? Think about that. So, now let's continue on before I lose track like I normally do. So, this isn't real. You see what I mean? It's real, but it's not. And there's another way I could tell you how and why I know that this isn't real. I know that this isn't real because we live by our 5 senses in this physical. Unless you're spiritual and you work on spirit, you do your spiritual practices and you do your work to raise your frequency, your vibration, your consciousness, whatever you want to call it, right? Okay, cool. I done forgot what I was about to say already. But I know this isn't real because it's like something can't, nobody, I'm trying to think. There's so many ways to put it, to express that this is not real. Where were you before you were here? Think about that. You had to be somewhere because your energy has always existed. Because we know that energy cannot be created or destroyed, only transferred or transformed. So energy just changes forms. So that's why this is not real. Because it's real, but it's not. The way it's real, but we don't know the realness of it, if that makes sense. Because how we've been, as a society, taught by a few people to be. So, like, we have hints that it's real, but it's not. Because when you go to sleep, you look just like you're deceased. But you're not. So when you deceased and you look just like you're asleep, but you're not, how's it not like the same thing? But it's not. You know? It's like that kind of thing where you can't quite put your finger on it, but you know that this isn't real. Um, and I'm speaking, well, I'm going to speak from multiple standpoints here. This isn't real. Multiple simulations aren't real. You see what I'm saying? But life is very real. And the simulations, and there's, like I said, there's multiple simulations. People don't understand that. See, they just don't even think, like, they think it's all one simulation. Like, no, like, in its entirety, you could call it one simulation to get to the realness of things, of life. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like there's multiple different simulations layered on top of each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we living in different realities. So, like, I got a different reality than you, and you have a different reality than me, but we think it's the same reality. So we busy living this fakeness of us being in the same reality because we in the same space. So they fooling us, they tricking us, they got us thinking that being in the same reality must mean we in the same space. Like, no. But you can't even think about being in the same space like that because you got multiple bodies. So what space are you in? Who's to say you encountering me on this earth, in this 3D, in this body that I have, and I'm not even here? You see what I'm saying? I'm in another space. Meaning my consciousness is, my conscious mind is with somewhere else. You feel me? Well, I don't know how to explain it. It's like putting yourself on autopilot. Like, you can put yourself on autopilot like a Tesla. So, and it's called like alpha brain state waves, I think. Don't quote me on that. I don't want to teach wrong information. But you put your body on, you put your body on autopilot like a Tesla, and what happens is you do everything you normally do, but you literally exist in the multiple realities, in the dual realities. When you daydream, you're existing in two realities at one time. You're just not conscious that that's what you're doing, so you just go into your daydream. But you could actually go into that state where you could daydream anything instantaneously and use it as a tool to be like helping you manifest and meditate all day. You feel me? Because in that state, it's very relaxing, very healing, and you can still function up out it when you can. If you can still function out of it and be conscious and talk, and I can do all of that. You feel me? And you can too. You feel me? But it's multiple ways to understand that this is a simulation. And it's getting easier than ever to understand it as well. All you gotta do is look around. You can look around your neighborhood, you can look around the world. It ain't no industry that you can't look in right now and see that it's getting easier to understand that this is a simulation. And it's fun, right? Because when you understand that this is a simulation or a game, you get to play it instead of just being played by it. You can play it how you want to play it, maneuver how you want to maneuver. But see, the trick is people that are using their energy, wielding it for the negative side of what energy can be, using it to hurt and harm and stop people. Dang, I forgot what I was about to say. Okay, I forgot my whole train of thought, y'all. So we about to have to go back to this is a simulation. What are you talking about? I swear I don't write this down, man. So it's just the title of what I thought about for whatever that inspired me, and I just go with it, and it just comes to me. So this is a simulation, and they don't want you to know that this is a simulation. That's the key to them having the advantage and winning every time. That's why I said it's a disadvantage for you because you don't know. Like, we gotta keep this shit fair. It's cool that this is simulation. It's cool to even know that shit. Like, it's cool to even know shit like it's other beings behind the ice wall. Other places that they hidden from us. It's cool to even know this. So I'm not even tripping that this is a simulation. I don't even think the world would trip if the government came out and revealed this simulation. We've been doing this, and this, or such people in our organization that we didn't know were bad, or whatever the case may be. Reptilians have been working in the right along with it, whatever it is. You feel me? Whatever it may be, I think the people would be ready. I don't think it would be like a huge shocker right now. You feel me? But this is definitely a simulation. This is definitely not real. Definitely. Feel me? And by not real, I just mean because I want to change the construct of people saying stuff ain't real. Everything is real. People be like, oh, them fake shoes. Shoes can't be fake, my boy. I want to tell y'all that because that's always bothered me when I was growing up in the hood. You feel me? Shoes can't be fake. They might be off brand, but they're not fake. They're on my feet. How the fuck could they be fake? Like, you could look at them, touch them, feel it. Obviously not fake. So, I want to say that, the construct of what life is, which is bigger than what we could understand because what we've been taught to know what life is, right? That part, the concept is life. Live, create, love, be happy. You know what I mean? Be balanced. But the other shit in between, that's the simulation. And that's what they like to do. They like to blur the lines so people can't tell. Or the lines are blurred and people can't tell. You feel me? Whichever one. You know what I'm saying? And I said that like that because on the spiritual journey, a lot of us we get caught up with it being a battle that we're always fighting something. When the fight, if anything, is within us. But at the same time, I feel like when you get to a certain level, you come to an understanding that you never was fighting anything. Fighting something, thinking you having to fight something is the whole problem. First of all, you can't even move around like you need to spiritually and be in a high vibration to do anything if you always think you gotta fight some shit. The point is balance. The point is being in a restive state that's beneficial and relaxing, which is feminine energy. When it ain't no need to be protective or to be masculine and get yourself up and doing, then just rest and reside with being peaceful and positive and loving. Like, what the fuck is wrong with that? People be making that so wrong, and I don't understand why. That is the state of healing and nurturing state. That's how you heal your motherfucking mind, body, and spirit. And soul, if you got one. You heard me? That's how you heal it. So, why everybody scared to be quote unquote a bitch and hop in this feminine energy and rest in it and heal their fucking self? Y'all are being very goofy. Simply because how are you gonna let somebody trick you out your position when it was basically given to you? Like, that connection was given to you. And you letting people trick you out your position. It's goofy. I don't understand that. But yo, pretty much, this is a relation. And like, you really here, but you're not here. You're not here because it's like, it's really only one being that exists. And that's in the sense of like, came from, was created from, or there's only one place that exists where these beings were birthed from, these entities in the cosmos, in the solar system, up there with the stars, but also down here on the lands, because as above, so below, which is how we know carbonated beings mean something though, because as above and so below perfectly ties the carbon, the element, because it's in everything, it makes up everything. So it is above and below. Like it's the makeup of everything. You feel me? So it's in everything. So it's like that is as above and so below, because it's in the stars. It makes up the stardust and shit, the plasma, the same shit. You know what I'm saying? That I made up. If you my complexion. And that, like I said, this stuff is not scripted. This stuff comes to me as I'm sitting. And I'm raising my vibration. Understand? I'm getting downloads. So I just made that connection. And it's like, that's how you know this is a simulation. Because we all gonna go back to one. So one of the simulations is the illusion that we are separate. We are one. Because in the beginning, according to what we heard and according to what makes sense, when you start on the beginning of assignment, the page is blank. All you have is the idea. The pencil and the paper. Well, the creator that set all this in the play didn't even have that. He didn't even have pencil and paper, according to the Bible. But it makes sense that in the beginning there's nothing, because in the beginning there is nothing if something is beginning. But what if also nothing ever had begun, it just always was? It never had a beginning. It's because it is existence itself. If it was to go away, everything would go away. If it was to have a beginning, then it would have to have an end. And if it had to have an end, like what I just said, everything would go away. Everything would go back to nothing. And nothing is what everything came out of. So, this entity can't go anywhere, because this entity is everywhere. This entity is everything. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, if this entity is everything and can't go nowhere, and this is coming to me as I'm talking to you guys, this is not real. If this entity can't go nowhere, the way that life is, if there was no beginning to life, and it just has always been, which life itself is this entity. Uh, if if there's one word that we should call source of God, I believe life would be a perfect word for uh for that. But I mean life as in the organisms that you can see like me right now, and as well as life as in the organisms that come from decomposing matter and decay. You know what I'm saying? As well as life as in the celestial worlds and what's all out there, because we have no clue for real. If we being honest, we ain't got no clue. And why would you want to even believe that they have a clue, even if they had a clue? I rather believe that they didn't have a clue, so that I'm more inclined to do as much research as I possibly could to figure out what's going on. You see what I'm saying? And not be lied to and just accept what they telling me. So it's like, yeah, this is definitely a simulation. Definitely. And that's not to scare people. It's not for none of that. It's just so you know. And when you know, it brings responsibilities. Because you ain't gonna look at shit the same. It's like, you gonna really feel like a sellout when you find out that this is a simulation and they throwing money in your face for you to sell out what you really want to do, what your soul really want to do, and your time. And if you buy into it, the system, and you just trying to work for a pension and all of that, which we don't know the security and the stability of that, because that may get taken away any minute. But if you buy into the system and you just trying to work for a pension, then you kind of like sold out. But also, if you buy into the system and you trying to work for billions of dollars, like as being an actress, and you're not independent and you getting controlled by Hollywood, or a rapper and you're not independent and you getting controlled by the record labels, and they got you sucking all kinds of everything and taking all kinds of everything and doing all kinds of everything to blackmail you and keep you under their control, and when that don't work, they just gonna kill your ass or kill your family. We having spiritual church. You see what I'm saying? Instead of being tied down, losing control of what you do naturally have, which is your free will, for some money, later on having to be humiliated and killed for it, that goddamn money ain't worth it, baby. It ain't no way you can tell me that money worth it. How that money worth it? It don't make sense. And it don't make sense because it can't be worth it when you, cause you can't take it with you when you're dead. So how was it worth it? And people gotta stop thinking that death is just is what it is. People ain't studying death enough. And people also gotta stop thinking about death the way they think about it. Well, they don't have to do anything. I just am talking about it. And here's the information. You do with it what you will. I think death is part of life. And say if death was an instant, let's put death in a personificated form. Let's call it time, right? Or no, let's call it the Grim Reaper. Let's go by the name that's personified as one. Let's go with the Grim Reaper. So the Grim Reaper I feel like the Grim Reaper just as much a part of life as uh I'm trying to think of a personified character that I don't want to be disrespectful. I feel like if I say Jesus Christ, it'd be disrespectful. Some people might take that wrong, and I'm about unity. So in that situation, even though I don't mind to care to say it, and I think that's hilarious a little bit, uh, I think they'll take it in the wrong way because I'm just trying to make a comparison. I think now I'm gonna go with Jesus Christ because that's the perfect comparison because Jesus is what Christians believe to represent life. You know what I'm saying? Life and eternal life. You feel me? So how could you and Jesus obviously had a relationship with them if he defied it. You see what I'm saying? Like y'all say he did. But um how could you bring life and then not have a relation with death? Like I respect death. I don't see death as an event. Like I don't think death should even have a word. Like it literally should just I'll be considered life because it's creating life. Like when you pass, we know in 2025 that you go to another life. If y'all don't know, Russia has already created and mapped over 20 years of research has been done and completely mapped the human brain, neurological things and the human structure. You feel me? In the mind. They took like 20 years. Russian scientists. It's I forget the project, but they took like 20 years and they actually mapped the human brain, like all the pathways and shit, how it works and shit. Like they understand it to the point where they basically was able to track consciousness, if you would, when a person died, um, some kind of way, right? Real scientific shit, like, and they said the person passed on in the air track type tracker on the soul or whatever, however they was tracking the soul, because it was the way they scanned and mapped out the brain and the consciousness receptors, so they couldn't like go, so they basically could like track it still. You feel me? Because it's like connected to the neuron pathways still, um, and it was like during death when somebody dying, and I think they said, well I don't think they said that first thing happened is the soul when it transcended, it just took off, it just went so fast that they lost the signal to the tracker and shit. So it was like it moved faster than the speed of light, just straight out into the universe, into the galaxy. And then they said they tracked it found it in the actual another galaxy. And it's just interesting to me, and I was like wondering, like, what is it doing there? Now, what does that sound like? To me, that sounds like from one reality to the next. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. This is not real. This is a simulation. In 2025, we basically should know that. But for my people that do not know that, I'm not going to put y'all down. I'm just going to simply tell y'all, this is not real. This is definitely 100% assimilation. And if you ask me for my personal opinion, this is multiple simulations. Because people always want to be in control. people. Extraterrestrials, lower vibrating entities, and even some higher vibrating entities that, well, you can't be high vibrational and want to control shit because it go, ooh, you can't be high vibrational and want to control shit because it goes against your natural nature. Free